You think I'm a movie star? Well, I am. But I am also an Eternal.
Comedy.
Don't do it! This was fun! No!
She blasted you halfway across New Jersey.
And I survived because she chose to protect me.
She's holding thousands of people hostage.
And it could have been thousands more if she hadn't put up her own quarantine. Could have been thousands more if she hadn't put up her own quarantine.
What? What the f? This is not okay. This needs to stop now. This is cancer. This is so much cancer that I can feel the tumors growing on my back. And it's weighing down heavy on me, and it's not okay. It's time to stop. It's time to stop, okay? No more. Where the fuck are your parents? Who are your parents? I'm gonna call Child Protective Services. It's time to stop.
Hail to the fellowship. Thanks for tuning in. I am your nerdy normie reviewer, the Elven Barber, one half of We're Those Guys. Unfortunately, my co-host TC couldn't be with us here this evening. He's not feeling the best, but we do wish him well, and hopefully he'll be back soon. Now, before we get started, I do ask that you smash that like button, subscribe, leave a comment, and hit that bell for future notifications. So I found this article here on Bounding in the Comics. Shout out to Bounding in the Comics. And I thought it was pretty interesting. I thought it was an interesting read. It's entitled, YouTuber Explains Hugh Jackman returning for Deadpool 3 doesn't matter because Marvel no longer has the writing chops for good storytelling. So essentially, this article points out a couple of different things, right? So one, I would read this entire article, but I've kind of done that. I've skimmed through it. I've done that. And two, I know you guys want to get into the real meat and potatoes of it all, right? And so I definitely just want to dive right in. So this article centers around a fellow YouTuber that feels Hugh Jackman reprising his role as Wolverine doesn't matter because Marvel writing hasn't been good in over a decade. And yeah, I don't disagree with him there. Marvel's storytelling, Disney's Marvel storytelling has been less than mediocre. I mean, it's been embarrassing. You saw that from the intro, right? I mean, Loki, Falcon and Winter Soldier, Thor Cucking Thunder, Doctor Strange 2, which was just WandaVision 2. You got WandaVision, Miss Marvel, She-Hulk. I mean, all these shows and movies were complete trash. Basura. Garbage. Yet Marvel just keeps pumping out product, hoping that you get excited about next Marvel product. It's sad. And Hugh Jackman reprising his role playing Wolverine, it's not going to help. It's not going to help. As a fan, I'm excited. Like, I want to see Wolverine on screen again. Like, I think that's dope, especially in a Deadpool film. Like, bring it on. I'm all for it. Bring it on. I love Deadpool, right? Here's the problem. Deadpool is a rated R character. He needs to be in rated R films. And unless this film is rated R, it's going to be DOA. DOA. Like, without a doubt. And bringing in Wolverine, that's not going to help. It's not. So I'm being realistic here. It's not going to help. They can bring in all the cameos they want. It's not going to help. I mean, they lucked out with No Way Home with Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire. They lucked out. I mean, one, that was more of a Sony project there, a Sony picture than Marvel. But they lucked out. Like the chemistry with those three characters, with Tom Holland and those three, it was great. It was great. It looked good. There was a flow. The movie, it was a good movie. It was a solid movie, and I liked it. And yeah, the cameos were great, but the cameos aren't going to fix the problem. And the problem is this message and agenda that they're pushing. That's the problem. And unfortunately, Hugh Jackman, him coming back, it's not going to save it. It's not going to save it. This article also looks at how much older these actors are now and whether or not they've aged out of their roles. Should they be recasted? I mean, I think Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds, I think they look great. I mean, it's clear that they take care of themselves, right? But how long do they have it in them? I mean, Hugh Jackman was done. And now he's coming back? Definitely a reason for that. Come save us, Hugh. Come save us. Come save us. Come save our phases. We need you. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. If you were going to cast Wolverine, you should have recasted him a long time ago. I understand people saw Wolverine as Hugh Jackman and Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, and people were so used to that. And that's fine. But when he called it quits, it should have been maybe a couple years, but they should have recasted the character. They should have. Because that would have gave people enough time to get used to this new character and this character making Wolverine their own, putting their own spin to it. But once you have it go so long without recasting the role, it's like now people are like, ooh, I don't know. Except these days, maybe people are like, I mean, throw anybody in there. Like they just want to see their characters on screen. But they should be hesitant. You guys should be hesitant because they're liable to fuck with that character. They are going to fuck with that character. I'm so afraid of what they're going to do with a Wolverine. It's not going to be good. It's not going to be good at all. And Ryan Reynolds, I mean, he's kind of coming up to that point where he has to decide, all right, after Deadpool 3, like what's next? You know? And he might want to be done with the role. Will they recast him or will they just let it linger like they did Hugh Jackman's role in Wolverine? I don't know. I guess when it all boils down to it, it's Marvel is fucked. They're fucked. No matter what they do. I mean, they would have to completely flip the script. Completely. In order to gain favor. To bring people back in. I mean, of course, the shows are there. They're not going to go anywhere. But they would need to flip the script. And that's not going to happen. As long as Feige and Victoria Alonso and writers like Jessica Gao, as long as they're in there writing these shows and being showrunners and having opinions and notes, and these IPs are fucked. And it sucks. I enjoyed watching Marvel content like 10 years ago. Phase 1, 2, and 3. Those were the best phases. At the point in time, people were like, oh, I don't know about these phases. Now they're fucking gold. Gold. Compared to these standards. Absolutely crazy. But leave a comment. Or leave comments. Let us know what you think. Let us know how you feel. Hit that like button. Subscribe. And in the words of Captain America, actually, he's not Captain America. In the words of Mr. Sam Wilson, can't get a loan at the bank. Do better. Do better.